A plane that could fly faster than missiles, evade every interception attempt, and gather intelligence from unimaginable altitudes. This was the nightmare of the Soviet Union. It was the SR-71 Blackbird, the legendary supersonic reconnaissance aircraft of the United States. But was it truly as flawless as people thought? Many secrets surround this aircraft that remain unanswered. In this video, we'll dive into the little-known aspects of the SR-71, from its incredible speed to its ability to outrun missiles. Let's explore the stories that left the world in awe and ask the question, what made the Soviet Union so afraid? The SR-71 emerged during the Cold War, a time when the US needed a reconnaissance aircraft capable of gathering intelligence from rival nations, especially the Soviet Union, without being detected. Lockheed Skunk Works, under the leadership of Kelly Johnson, created an aircraft unlike any other. With a body made primarily of titanium and excellent heat-resistant material, the SR-71 could operate at speeds of Mach 3.3 and altitudes of up to 85,000 feet. What's remarkable is that, despite being developed in the 1960s, the SR-71 is still considered a technological masterpiece ahead of its time. So how did an aircraft like this maintain its superiority for over 30 years of service? That's a question that has puzzled many military experts. The SR-71 Blackbird is regarded as one of the fastest aircraft ever built. Capable of flying at speeds over Mach 3, about 2,200 miles per hour, the SR-71 outpaced most fighter jets and air defense missiles of its time. This speed not only allowed the SR-71 to evade danger, but also enabled it to perform reconnaissance missions without fear of being shot down. One of the most impressive stories about the SR-71 is how it was often targeted by enemy surface-to-air missiles. Instead of dodging, the pilot would simply accelerate past Mach 3, leaving the missiles struggling to catch up. The SR-71's ability to outrun anti-aircraft missiles, which were designed to take down planes, rendered them useless. This power was terrifying at the time. If it could escape missiles, it left enemies feeling helpless whenever they saw the Blackbird. The SR-71 could operate at altitudes as high as 85,000 feet, about 25,900 meters, far beyond the reach of most military aircraft and air defense missiles of the era. At such heights, the plane was virtually untouchable. Interceptors couldn't climb high enough to engage, and ground-based radar systems had difficulty tracking the SR-71 due to its extreme speed and altitude. With its supersonic speed, the Blackbird could easily toy with airborne adversaries, leaving them powerless to do anything. The SR-71's ability to fly at such high altitudes not only helped it avoid detection, but also allowed it to conduct strategic reconnaissance missions, gathering intelligence from a distance without fear of interception. Even the advanced radar systems of the Soviet Union during the Cold War struggled to detect or track this aircraft. Thanks to its speed and altitude, the SR-71 became a legend in military aviation history, able to fly through highly protected airspace and return safely. Is there any aircraft in the future that can achieve such superior speed and altitude like the SR-71? The SR-71 Blackbird was one of the most advanced reconnaissance planes in history, and its technology set it apart in ways that few could match. The radar and sensor systems on the SR-71 were developed to operate in complete secrecy. They could gather intelligence from long distances without being detected by air defense systems. Its natural stealth, thanks to its unique airframe design, allowed the SR-71 to evade conventional radar systems and perform high-altitude reconnaissance missions without being noticed. The SR-71 was equipped with advanced sensors and radar that enabled it to capture terrain imagery, track signals from enemy bases, and provide detailed data on distant targets. Its altitude and speed enabled its sensors to gather data that most reconnaissance planes couldn't. This made it an invaluable tool for intelligence gathering during the Cold War. The Blackbird was a terrifying asset for the US military at the time, with its supersonic speed allowing it to collect information and escape without a trace, becoming the Soviet Union's worst nightmare. Despite the Soviet air defense systems of the time, they never managed to shoot down an SR-71. One of the standout features of the SR-71 was its Pratt and Whitney J58 engines, considered a masterpiece of engineering. These engines could generate immense thrust for long periods, allowing the SR-71 to maintain supersonic speeds of Mach 3 without losing efficiency. Notably, the J58 engine was designed to intake air from the front and compress it to boost thruster pioneering technology that helped the SR-71 achieve speeds far beyond conventional reconnaissance aircraft. Despite these technological breakthroughs, the SR-71 wasn't perfect. One of its biggest drawbacks was the extremely high cost of operation and maintenance. With complex engines and strict maintenance requirements, the Senior 71's operational costs far exceeded those of other aircraft. Moreover, the SR-71 was purely a reconnaissance plane, unable to carry weapons, and thus relied on escort fighters when facing threats. This limited its defensive capabilities in critical situations. So what made the SR-71 still regarded as one of the world's top reconnaissance icons, even though it couldn't carry weapons? The SR-71 Blackbird carried out numerous historic reconnaissance missions during the Cold War, playing a crucial role in gathering intelligence for the US. One of its most notable missions was monitoring Soviet military bases. The SR-71 could fly deep into enemy airspace, capture detailed images, and collect vital data without the fear of being shot down. Throughout the tense standoff between the two superpowers, the SR-71 flew over Eastern Europe and the Soviet Union, conducting high-altitude reconnaissance missions, gathering images, and intercepting electronic signals from enemy military bases. Despite the Soviet Union spending billions of dollars developing air defense systems, including advanced radars and missiles like the S-75, they couldn't hit the SR-71 because it flew too high and fast. The SR-71 was also used to monitor North Korea, a country known for its isolation and difficulty to access. During these missions, the SR-71 would fly close to the border, capturing military activities and gathering crucial intelligence, giving the US a clearer view of the regional situation. Although many anti-aircraft missiles were launched in attempts to shoot down the SR-71, all failed. Its ability to fly at Mach 3 speeds and extremely high altitudes made it an invincible target. However, the question remains, could any incident ever bring this aircraft down? While the SR-71 seemed invincible, it did face dangerous technical issues. There were instances where the SR-71 experienced engine failures or other technical problems during missions, but thanks to its speed and the pilot's skills, it always escaped danger. These stories only added to the legend of the unbeatable plane. Will there ever be an aircraft in the future that surpasses the achievements and legacy of the SR-71? Though the SR-71 was a legend, it eventually faced the decline of the supersonic age. By the late 1990s, with the development of satellites and unmanned reconnaissance systems, the SR-71 gradually lost its strategic value. The enormous costs of operating and maintaining it also led the US Air Force to make the final decision to retire the SR-71 in 1998. However, even after leaving the skies, the SR-71 left a lasting legacy in aviation history. It wasn't just a symbol of technological might, but also a testament to human innovation and creativity. The SR-71 Blackbird plane without rivals, a true legend. But will there ever be an aircraft in the future that can surpass what the SR-71 achieved? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next stories about aviation legends.